What's good, King Gonda? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with the Pan-African version of The Celebrity Jump. So guys, there's a YouTuber that I've come across in the last month, and the young lady's name is Journey Through Akibalon. I'm not sure if she's an African American, but she's definitely from America, and she has been traveling through the diaspora, which is what her channel is called, Journey Through Akibalon, and she's traveling with her son and maybe another person. I believe she refers to this person as her sister. I don't know if it's her real sister or just a word person she calls sister, but she was living in Tanzania for some time, just like a lot of many other African Americans, really excited about what was going on there. But then she ended up leaving. She ended up leaving and going to Ghana. Now, there were some visa issues that she was having in Tanzania. She seemed to, not be so happy about that. But when she did complain about that, it wasn't really complaining. She eloquently explained her situation. But going into Ghana has been very difficult because not only do you have to pay for the COVID PCR test before you get to Ghana, you have to retest again, and all of these things need to be paid for in advance. So herself, she's paying for her son, and what happened is that when she got to Ghana at the airport in Accra, she wasn't positive for coronavirus, nor was her sister, but the son was hit with a positive. Now, it's interesting because, according to her, 17 hours ago, they had tested negative, and those tests were good for 72 hours. But it appears that it was a false positive, right? So she's trying to explain to them, like, what are we doing? We already have hotel reservations booked. Can we quarantine there? They're telling her no, that you need to go to this particular hotel. So she goes to this particular hotel, and according to her, that hotel is very, it's not very good, okay? It's, to say the least. I'm trying to, be nice here, but it was, as she would put it, under her standards, right? It was a lot of mold there and things like that. And she was treated very badly, according to her, meaning that the doctors, didn't want to take her temperature again or even take her son's temperature. And even though she didn't have a positive test, she was trying to actually go out to the U.S. Embassy because she's still negative, and the guards wouldn't let her out. They locked the gate. They had, kind of intimidated her with their guns and stuff like this. And so there was another lady that was also there that had a similar issue, and her video went viral and got a lot of attention. And according to what the Journey Through Akibalon is saying, that she believes that this is somewhat of a scam, hitting people with false positives in order to make money through this particular COVID hotel, if you will. Now, what I want to talk about is, number one, traveling through Africa during COVID is risky. Unless you were going to Tanzania or something like that. Uganda's pretty good, but it can be risky. Okay, it can be risky. So what happens is if you're coming into Ghana and you're banking on the fact that you're going to be okay, and let's say, for example, you don't have the money to, if they hit you with one of these things, it can be devastating, right? And I understand. And her point was, the diaspora brought all this money into Ghana, and this is how y'all treating us, right? And I guess she said everybody that was there, even African Americans that were living in Ghana that were coming back into the country, were getting hit with this. And it was only citizens. It was only foreigners. It was no citizens of Ghana going through this. Only foreigners. So this is what I will say. Be careful traveling through Ghana or to anywhere right now that has experience. K Squad talked about this. I do know that in similar countries, the protocol is the same. I talked to Afropolitan yesterday, the Afropolitan podcast, and she was describing a similar situation that people in the UK are going through. They have guards with guns. They're locking you in some shady hotel, things like that. The standards are pretty bad. So there are similar things happening around the world. So it's not just, I think, a Ghanaian thing, but the reality is that, you know, the American privilege, and I want to talk about that because she mentioned some things like they should allow us to do this, they should allow us to do that. The reality is that they don't care. All right, I've noticed that, and I don't know if she's ever lived out of the country before. And if I did share a story, I did send her a Cash App, you know, because I believe what she's telling is the truth. But as far as, you know, what they should allow us to do and what the truth is different. These countries don't care if you're American. They don't care if you're Canadian. They're going to stick to their protocol, and you know, being an American citizen, being upset about how they're treating you, it's not really doesn't really work. I've noticed that being here in Poland. I've noticed that when I was in Uganda. It's, you know, if they say something and that's the way it is, you know, if you want to continue to go back there, that's just how you have to do it, and you have to, you know, try to deal with it. But, you know, the Americans are not going to be able to tell them what they should be having, unless many Americans start to protest this in the African diaspora community, and just stop visiting, you know, Ghana altogether, or move, you know, their funds to someplace else that's a little bit more respectful. And I've heard a lot of issues like this happen with Ghana in the past, which to me, that has stopped me from never going to Ghana. I'm just be honest with you. And one of my good friends is the African superstar. She loves Ghana. But I've heard so many things like this about the country of Ghana. It's deterred me from wanting to go from trusted people that have dealt with something like this in Ghana. So I've just never went, right? Maybe that'll change. I suppose we meet Wody Maya there one of these days. But, you know, I want to just tell people to caution yourself traveling through COVID. If you have to pay the money for the ticket, and you have to pay the money for what's going on with the test, have some money set aside for if they try to say you're positive. Okay? Because false positive tests, according to, I was talking to Pan-Africanism Strikes Back about this also, he's telling me that, you know, even in the United States, people have false positive tests all the time. So it's not an accurate test. So in case you're going to Ghana, make sure that you have some extra money that's set aside for this, okay? Because if they say you're false positive, it don't really matter that you're negative. You can argue with them about that, and it's not going to get you very much any place. That's just the way it is. And I know that, you know, as far as African Americans, we don't like the fact that it's corrupt, and we can take things personal. And I get it, because it is personal when you're going through it. But the reality is that these rules are going to be enforced how they want, and the only way that, you know, the diaspora community can really get some change with that is to, you know, either you don't go there anymore and take your money someplace else, or you deal with it. Those are the only options, right? So I just, you know, like I said, her channel is Journey Through a Kibalan, I believe. If you go to the original video, there's a Cash App if you want to donate to her. I have all absolute belief that she's telling the complete truth. I've heard this story from other people, not just her. Okay, she said people were rude to her, people were treating her disrespectfully. I don't doubt that. I believe that whatever she's experiencing is the truth. So I don't doubt that. So, but you know, I just would hold caution, guys, when traveling through certain countries. You know, Ghana. That's if you know, if that's on your list. Maybe you wait till things get better so you don't have to go through this, or you come prepared for the worst. So guys, it's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson here on the King Ghana channel. Subscribe with the bell. Check out the first comment pinned to the top for all my information. And as you know, keep it real, King Ghana forever. We're out.